My name is Bachi Karkaria. I'm a columnist with the Times of India. I write two columns. One is Erotica and the other is Giving Gyan, which is an advice column in the Mumbai Mirror. My latest book is In Hot Blood, the Nanavati case that shook India. It was the first upper-class crime of passion, and its reverberations are still felt because it made a big difference to to jurisprudence, to criminal law, and it also provided the first clash between the executive and the judiciary. As you know, this clash continues even today. It was also the first of the upper class crimes of passion, and we know that that too has cast a long shadow on what is happening today, because in every decade there has been a big sensational case involving socially, politically, economically influential people, right down to the Sheena Bora, Indira Mukherjee case today. This case was very important because it was the last of the jury trials, and the jury trial gave a very perverse verdict, and so the judge sent it to the High Court, and the High Court gave him a life sentence. But again, in what was described as unusual and unprecedented, the governor suspended the sentence and said it has to be in abeyance till the appeal is heard. And this was a case which started because, I'll tell you just a little bit of the background, that Commander Nanavati was was a highly decorated, very senior commander in the Indian Navy, and his wife, his English wife Sylvia, was having an affair with a Sindhi businessman Prem Ahuja. So when his wife confessed to it, Nanavati stormed into Ahuja's bedroom and shot him. The defense, of course, tried to say that it was a scuffle, but the ultimate judges never had anything to do with that. What was exciting about the case was that it drew all of Bombay onto the streets, and there were hysterical women all rooting for Commander Nanavati. They were throwing notes at him, they were throwing currency notes kissed with lipstick at him. The Bombay hawkers got into the act and began to sell Nanavati guns. They also started to sell Ahuja ka Taulia, because as the defense tried to say that it was a scuffle, but the prosecution, and that was Mr. Ram Jethmalani, at that time a very junior lawyer, who said if there was such a scuffle, how come Prem Ahuja's towel, which he had just wrapped because he had come out of his bath, how come that didn't fall off? So the Bombay hawkers began to sell Ahuja ka Taulia and shouting, Ahuja ka Taulia, marega to bhi nahi girega. And so this case really became a sensational case. As you know, several films were made about it. The first was Ye Raaste Hai Pyar Ke, then there was Achanak, and finally there was Rustam sharing Akshay Kumar, which won him also the National Award. I have another take than the Rustam film. My book is not a film, it's not fiction. It's the first non-fiction, detailed record of a crime which really shook India. Fali Nariman has called it unputdownable, and it is, all the reviewers have talked about the great research that went into it, and also the fact that it's written in this page-turner thriller style. Now, my other session at the Bhopal Lit Fest, and let me tell you how happy I am to be in this beautiful city. Last year I couldn't come because I fell ill. I've had a long-standing date with the university and Mr. Divakar, who's been wanting me to come, and I'm so glad that I finally made it. My other session here is on Khushwant Singh, who is my absolute mentor. I've learned everything I know about journalism from him, and he was really one of the most wonderful people to work with. And this session is really where I'm in conversation with his son, Rahul Singh, and another Bombay journalist, that is Anil Dharkar, who also runs another Lit Fest in Mumbai. And by the way, I run the Times of India Bombay Lit Fest. And we've done it for 8 years, and I think it's quite successful.